Hare Krishna, Gauranga. So another thing I was thinking about a few days back was the concept of we're not suitably afraid of Maya or the material energy. And there's actually a quote from Srila Prabhupada where he said this in a class. He said, the problem with my disciples is that they're not suitably afraid of Maya. I guess one of the reasons for this is because when we come to Krishna consciousness, we feel indestructible. We've suddenly discovered the Supreme Person of Godhead. We now have access to the unlimited and deep teachings of the Vedas, Srila Prabhupada's books, association with advanced devotees, the beautiful temples, so on and so forth, all the things that come with being a devotee. We've been lifted up from our karma to a good extent. We're now following diets and we're chanting and we're lifting our mood and so many things that's just completely changed our whole platform in a lot of ways. So it's great. It's just happiness. It's just running happy, cheerful, joyful, blissful at every step. But the material energy is still there. And, to that degree, that we're not chanting Shuddhanam, that we're not attained Krishna Prema, that we're not on the platform of pure devotional service, we're still here in the material world. So one way to strengthen that intelligence and to become more aware of the pitfalls of being loose is by reading about devotees who have been at a high level and fallen in the past. And the Srimad Bhagavatam is full of those perfect examples. Ajamil is one. He was born in a Brahmin family, and he was through his whole young life he was just performing yagyas and doing his meditation and chanting and serving as a brahmachari student. And then just simply by being in the forest and seeing, lusty activities going on, he fell, And Jada Bharat, Bharat Maharaj was another example. He also, again, was such an advanced devotee, and he was just kind of coasting on that platform. And then he got caught up in this attraction to the deer, and that took him away for a full lifetime out of his Krishna conscious platform, But then he was able to see in the body of the deer that, oh my God, I better be a lot more wary of the material world next time round. To the extent that he decided to act completely, on the Paramahamsa platform, when he came as Jada Bharat, But we can read, these different pastimes, like the Forest of Material Enjoyment, or the chapters about Vritrasura, where King Chitraketu's lamentation, and so on and so forth, where we've got complacent in our devotional service, and we've thought that I'm in a really good place, and this must be it. This must be bliss, because Krishna is so far out that this must be it. But there's deeper levels, and one of the reasons that triggered that thought was I was watching how quickly things can change. Kids are a perfect example. At the early start of their lives, sometimes they go through a period where they'll just talk to anybody, they'll just sit with anybody, and then only 3-4 months down the line, 6-8 months down the line, that'll change. They won't talk to anybody, they won't even look you in the eye. I mean, not the main parents, of course, the caregivers, but anybody else, And then they might be eating a certain thing for months at a time, thinking it's far out, and then all of a sudden they stop doing that. So things change so swiftly in the material world that the devotee has to be adapting and changing. I heard that actually, a quote from Radhanath Swami in a brahmachari class. It was really nice. He said that if you go into autopilot, the devotional service goes into autopilot, which means it just veers off. We should always be striving hard, we should always be digging in and finding new ways to increase our Krishna consciousness. So, because this is obviously could go on and be a massive seminar on, remaining strict and always trying to be inspired and always seeking and always going, always searching higher levels of Krishna consciousness. But I just wanted to kind of put that out there. This is something that had came across my mind, that, as quickly as the mind of a kid can change, our own minds can throw something in the works to our devotional service. And this platform of happiness is nice. This platform of experiencing some pleasure from our Krishna conscious activities is really, really nice. But just keep going. Krishna is there waiting at the end. If you catch the happiness halfway and then, just turn back or stop thinking that you got it, Krishna will just be standing there waving, saying, what happened? And you didn't make it, Even at the end of our journey towards the spiritual world, there's all these different attractions waving you back to the material world, and Krishna's, he's waiting for you in Goloka Vrindavan, and he's hoping that you don't get caught on the way, So to that degree, we should just be constantly striving in Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Premanandi Hari Hari Bol.